that should be profitable. Okay. So that means that on scale, you actually will have a business. So you only need to get to that scale. Okay. So focus on the unit economics, on the product market fit. Make sure you're actually selling something which is valuable, that people are willing to pay. And another very important tip that one of my first investors gave me, he told me, you do not choose your product price, okay? The market chooses.
We are bringing back an international entrepreneur who did such a great job his first time here. He's on Writing with Authors as well, but he really gave his lessons learned. He's done some expanding. He's got a new office, a lot of growth happening. So we're bringing back Yehuda. Welcome to That Entrepreneur Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here again.
I'm excited to have you back. For everyone who missed your first show, where are you streaming in from?
So currently I'm in Herzliya. It's a city 10 minutes away from Tel Aviv in Israel. We just 2 months ago we just moved into our new offices, so it's nice here.
I love it. I can't wait to give the audience some tips and help for expanding when the time is right, or if they're crafting their big dreams, starting their business. Either way, I want to welcome everyone to That Entrepreneur Show. Vincent A. Lancy here. I'm excited to bring on an entrepreneur who's coming back, giving us more time because he really enjoyed giving back to you. I want to thank everyone for keeping the tuning in each week, keeping this a top 2.5% global show from Listen Notes. It's brought to you by ComingAlivePodcastProduction.com. We talked about growth right there. What have been the biggest pain points in scaling to the way that you have?
So when you are taking a company from a team of a few people, I don't know, 3 to 4 people, that's the founding team. And then it's getting bigger to somewhere between 20 to, let's say, up to 50 people. It's still manageable because you still remembers everyone's names and you can still know each other personally. But when company grows above 100, okay, right now in Spines, we are 150 people. It's something that you stop recognizing people by name, only by face, okay? And at that stage of a company, things should be structured differently. Okay, so I went through the same thing with my previous company with Niv Publishing when we grow up to 400 team members. So I went through that stage before, so I know what to do. But going through that the first time, that's a very challenging because whatever works until 50 people stops working above 50. Okay. And suddenly you need to have layers of management and anything should be structured properly and everyone need to understand who is direct manager and how messages are going through different departments. Okay, like can team members speak directly or everything should go to their manager above and then back to the different teams. So all of that communication between teams and between departments, and because sometimes you are sacrificing speed, okay, but you're gaining clarity and order, okay? So it's a balance because eventually when the company, by the way, I've never went above 400, so I don't know what happened after that. But I guess that when a company reached a few thousand people, then they must sacrifice speed for order, okay? Because, but in that area of somewhere between 50 to 200, you still can prioritize speed and make things happen faster if you are structuring it properly. So, but it's different. It's very different. It's fun. It's challenging. And I think for entrepreneur, for like first thing first is the feeling of accomplishment. Okay. When you see all of that, all of these people, you meet them, let's say on all hands meeting once a month, and you see all the faces and you like realize, okay, all of those people, I'm responsible for their paycheck and I need to keep making that happening month by month. And that's a very strong feeling of accomplishment when a company reach that stage.
I love everything you shared there. I can resonate not to the scale you had, but with the layers of management as you grow is super important. Who are people reporting to, who's giving them or delegating the work. I love how you also highlighted it's okay to sacrifice speed for order and clarity, because if you don't have order and clarity and you grow a little quickly, something I experienced, you have to regroup, recenter, and make sure things are now in a line, especially now as this was released in quarter 4. A lot of people are getting things done before their year end. There's extra budget. There's not enough budget. So we have to find ways to add value as vendors. And that's something you've done a great job at. You mentioned your first company, 400 plus employees, and then you wanted to do it again. What gave you that itch to hop into spines?
I realized that my first company, it's an amazing company, but I realized that eventually AI will make my first company irrelevant. Eventually, in few years, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, sometime into the future, it will happen. So in order for me to stay relevant, I need to keep up with speed with everything going on with AI. I realized that 5 years ago, it was 2 years before ChatGPT released. So I understood what's about to going on way before it started. But by the way, that's what gave me the heads up to now lead the publishing domain, like the AI solutions in the publishing domain, in the book publishing domain, because I started way before everyone realized what is going on. And by the way, the only reason I kind of got a hunch about where the world is heading is because I started to do some angel investing back in the day. And I met all of those tech founders and realized, okay, these guys are working on something great. In few years, everyone will feel the new message that AI brings to our lives and the disruptions that comes along with it. And I better be part of that than to be the one who gets irrelevant by it. So this is why I started my second company, Spines. And with all the lesson learned with my first one and all the expertise I've learned in my first journey, so that's what allowed me to this time do everything properly and faster and much more efficient. It's a different journey when you are doing something for the first time, when you are just discovering what you need to do, when you are doing something for the second time, when you just, okay, I know what I need to do. Okay. I know what comes next. I've been through that before. The only difference is my approach to capital. So my first company was a bootstrap company. I needed to earn all the capital I invested inside the business. With Spines, that's a different approach. I taught myself how to raise capital from VCs. And of course, that's much more efficient and quicker way to build a company. However, the side effect of that is actually you have board members. Everything you do, you need to make sure they are aligned with that and they understand what you are doing and they are supporting your approach. That's the only thing I had to learn again because it's a very different approach. Because in my first company, I could just do whatever I'd like. Like I don't have to report to anyone. But in my second company, everything I do, I need to make sure my investors understand what I'm doing and why. It's different, by the way. It's different. And it takes time to understand how to do it properly. Okay. So probably for the third time I will build a company, I will be much, much, much clever than I used to be at that beginning of the second company. But this is the entrepreneurial journey. You have to explore the possibilities as you walk them.
You don't know until in entrepreneurship, there is no
Yep.
textbook or blueprint. You have to just go
Yep.
out there and try it, most likely, quote unquote, fail, lesson learned, regroup, regroup, regroup. As he said, he's done it from company to company. So, absolutely love everything you shared there. It's not easy. Everyone, stick around just a little longer. We'll get his contact info if you have questions, not just on his company in the investing space. He's already shared how he can probably be a great resource for you. He's grown 2 companies to a big magnitude. What are some things that you have coming soon with your company? Are you able to share anything on the horizon so people can look out and look forward to?
Maybe I'll give a quick overview of what we are doing. So, Spines, we are a new approach to book publishing. So, instead of authors go to a traditional publishers or let's say hybrid publisher or self-publishing, Spines it's an alternative to all of that. That's a publishing platform. Every author is allowed to upload his manuscript, acquire a plan, which includes production and distribution and royalty management. So we take care of everything for you, the proofreading, the formatting, the cover design, AI narrated audiobook, distribution across 100 distribution channels worldwide, Amazon, Barnes& Noble, Baker & Taylor, everywhere. So becoming a published author shouldn't be as challenging as it used to. And also becoming an international author, not only an American author, because now we can translate your books to 6 more languages, and we have packages relevant to that as well. So even though if you already published your book in English, why not translate it to 6 more languages and become an international author, double your audience and reach, and boost your legacy to a whole new level? That's what we are doing right now. And what we're about to do soon is we are about to release features that will allow you not only to produce and distribute and market your books and translate your books, but also to finish writing them. Because I believe that a lot of authors getting stuck and finishing their manuscript, let's say they're 30 to 50% of the book is done, but they stuck with finishing it. So what they will be able to do is to upload their manuscript to our system, and suddenly an AI-based ghostwriter, which is agent, will start to communicate with them and help them finish writing their own manuscript. Then when it's finished, they could go to our production plans and publish the book. So that's something we are working on right now. It will be released in the coming months. And I believe it will unlock a whole new phase of authors, because now we are focusing on only authors who has already finished writing the manuscript. But I believe there are a lot of them who are struggling finishing their manuscript, and we can help them as well. So the AI tools will not write it for you, because I don't believe in that. That's not my approach. I don't believe in AI generated content. I believe in human origin content. However, the AI can help you. It can help you finish the task. It can give you clever way to describe specific scenes, or it can go and do a deep research and give you the end results for you to integrate inside your book. So you can give the agent task, and it can help you accomplishment of the finishing the content of your book for it to be ready to be published. So that's something that we are working on and soon will be released. And by doing that, like, my vision in life is to help anyone to leave a legacy with books.
Yep.
So not only the one who had the time to go through the process of writing his manuscript, but also those who got stuck in the process, I want to help them as well. So that's part of Spine's vision.
I absolutely love it. Do you have a team of ghostwriters where if people want to sign up for to write a book with you, they're able to get interviewed, or how does that process work?
So right now we have humans ghostwriters who can help you finish your manuscript. By the way, they can write the whole book for you, but that's a very expensive service that we offer people who can afford that. And what I'm trying to do is to lower the barrier of who can get this book published. So we will have a much more affordable solution, which is AI-based ghostwriter who will help you finish the manuscript. So that's what we are working on right now. And because we have a very strong team of ghostwriters, we are building this tool with them. So we are receiving all of that knowledge of ghostwriting process, how it works. And eventually we will be able to create a version of that, which is AI based, and allow more people to finish writing their book, or eventually a full A to Z solution of Ghostwriter, only AI based, but that's from the future. What we are going to release soon, it's a co-pilot, okay, an agent that will help you, but probably will not write the whole book for you, okay? For that, we have human ghostwriters, which is much more pricey, but the AI solution will be much more affordable for people who need help and still want to be involved in creating their own book.
I love how you're lowering the barrier to entry to write a book. I myself, of course, do ghostwriting, book coaching, and there is a cost involved with that because when you're purchasing a best-selling book package, you're not just getting a writer, you have a proofreader, an editor, a cover designer, all these other areas that he talked about. Everyone stick around just a little longer. I promise we'll get his contact information. What type of books, if you were to write a book today, another book, right? Your own book, what would it be on?
I don't remember when we did our last podcast, but that's my new book, by the way. It's in Hebrew though, okay? And it's posts from my Instagram. I have an Instagram account in Hebrew, which I'm uploading, I don't know, text that I'm write to myself. Sometimes I upload them to the Instagram and they become very viral. I have 65,000 followers on Instagram in Hebrew. And they asked me when all of that content will be published as a book. So I I decided to take my favorites one and I combine them into a book and publish it. And it's actually very close to become a best-selling book in Israel. We're getting close to that. Lucky me, I own the largest publishing house in Israel. So
That's amazing. I absolutely had to
yeah.
ask as a fellow writer, book lover, everything in between. And before I let you go, since we did start the show with scaling your company, in case there's any new entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs listening today, what's one good piece of advice you can offer for them as they start and embark on this journey?
I think one of the most important tip for entrepreneurs is product market fit. Okay. Make sure you understand your customer, make sure you understand your product, make sure you understand the market, make sure the unit economics works, okay? And actually your end users are willing to pay what's necessary for the unit economics to work and for them to actually want your product, because the worst thing can happen to a first-time entrepreneur is to build an amazing product that no one is willing to buy. That's a problem, okay? And that's happened so many times, okay? So I strongly advise you to start with kind of MVP, okay? So a minimum value proposition, something that your end users are willing to buy, okay? Start with that, optimize that until you find the specific things that people are willing to buy, which makes sense regarding unit economics. So you actually, the business might lose money,
Right.
but per customer, you must earn money. Like the one unit being sold to one users, that should be profitable. Okay. So that means that on scale, you actually will have a business. So you only need to get to that scale. Okay. So focus on the unit economics, on the product market fit. Make sure you're actually selling something which is valuable, that people are willing to pay. And another very important tip that one of my first investors gave me, he told me, you do not choose your product price, okay? The market chooses the price of your product, okay? So always try to push the price upward
Yep.
and see when the conversions start to break, okay?
That's a great point.
Yes, when we started Spines, our minimum production plan was priced at $300, okay? And now on average, it's $2,000. Okay. It's
Yeah.
kind of same of value. Okay. But with a very different approach, because by the way, our problem was at the beginning is that our authors were saying $300, that doesn't make sense. You're probably going to scam me.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Too low. Yep.
Okay. It was too cheap.
Yep.
Okay. So we couldn't explain the value. So now what we did, we repackaged everything. Now we have also much more pricey packages that included 6 more languages and audiobooks. So we enhanced the value. Okay. We enhanced the value of the product, but realize that people are actually willing to pay extra. Okay. If they're receiving more value. So you are not choosing the price of your product. You need to keep pushing it upward and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes when you price something higher, you actually improve the conversions, which sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but you have to explore both ends of pricing to see what converts the best, what make more sense, and how the unit economics eventually ends up. Because if you're selling something for cheap and you have amazing conversion, but you have zero unit economics, you are losing money on each user, eventually you won't have any business. Okay. So you have to keep exploring your price points and see that eventually what are your end users are willing to pay. And sometimes you get surprised.
I don't think we could possibly end on a better note than that. Everyone, don't overthink the prices. Let the market dictate that. We learned that and so much more today with my friend Yehuda coming in, international guest today. Thank you for stopping by. Where can we find you online?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Yehuda Niv. You can find me my Instagram in Hebrew, also Yehuda Niv. Soon I will build my Instagram in English. Finally, I'm planning on doing that. And of course, you can reach out to Spines if you want to us to help you with publishing your book, translating your book, creating an audiobook version of your book. Everything is AI based. Everything is very affordable. So you can go to spines.com and you can sign up and see what we have to offer.
I love it, everyone. If you're thinking about writing a book, he just gave you a great resource as well as some investment tips. My name is Vincent A. Lancey, and I want to thank everyone for joining this show here, sponsored by Coming Alive Podcast Production. I am very honored to host a top 2.5% global show and attract amazing, successful entrepreneurs like Yehuda today. Be sure to subscribe to stay current with the next entrepreneur heading your way. And with that, we are signing off today, USA to Israel. Thank you so much, Yehuda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I would love to hear your feedback. What did you love? What do you want to see more of? Are there any questions you would like me to ask the guests who come on the show? This show is not possible without you, the amazing listeners, so please email us at podcastsbylancey@gmail.com and let us know what you think. We'll also feature you on a later show. Please remember to subscribe to stay current with our amazing community of guests who will continue to come on the show, sprinkled in with solo episodes from me, Vincent A. Lancey. With that, I look forward to introducing more shows to you each and every week. And with that, we're signing off today. Enjoy the episodes and make it a great day ahead.